This week, we're making blueberry and scorpion pepper chaffles. So let's get started. Okay, so this is a pretty simple recipe. We've got 2 eggs. We've got 2/3 of a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I've got about a tablespoon of softened cream cheese, a tablespoon of this blueberry spread from Good. It's a sugar-free spread. I like using this product. And then we've got a teaspoon of this scorpion pepper hot sauce here. It's got quite a kick, so it should give these some good flavor. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix our cream cheese with our blueberry spread. We're just going to mix all these ingredients first before we add the cheese, or the mozzarella cheese at least. We're going to add our scorpion pepper sauce here. Get that all in the bowl, make sure we don't leave any behind. And then we're going to start mixing this all together. Okay, so those ingredients have started to come together. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our 2 eggs to this mix. Now I usually add a second egg if we're adding volume to the chaffles, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. So we'll get these ingredients all incorporated together. As you can see, I switched to a small spatula just to make sure we get everything off the sides of the bowl. And now we're going to add our shredded mozzarella cheese that I've finely chopped. It makes it easier to mix in. Now you will notice that this mix has turned out quite runny, a little too much for my liking when it comes to chaffles. You know, it probably would work, but I'd rather it be a little bit thicker. So I made a bit of a decision on the fly here to add some almond flour. Now you could probably add some more cheese and get the same results, but I figured just add a quarter cup of almond flour just to bind it up a little bit. So we'll get that mixed up together, and you'll see that it winds up pretty much coming out to what I would consider the perfect consistency for chaffles like this. The color from the blueberry spread, it isn't as appealing as you might hope for a blueberry chaffle, but they do turn out quite well once they're cooked. So that's all mixed together, so let's warm up the dash minis and get cooking. So here's our preheated dash multi-maker minis. I have a video explaining what the multi-maker is a few weeks back or a few months back on the channel, so if you're interested, check it out. They're just a different version of the dash mini. So we'll get some of the mix in here. A couple of spoonfuls is plenty. Get the other one loaded up. And this mix winds up giving us 2, full size chaffles plus 2, mostly full size chaffles. Everything tastes the same, just a little bit smaller on the second 2. So that's all we need for these. So we'll close up the dash minis. Okay, so it's been about 4 or 5 minutes. You're waiting for the steam to stop on the waffle irons. That tells you that they're done. Turned out fairly soft. Of course, we're not making crispy chaffles this week, so you want to just be a little bit careful bringing them out of the waffle irons. And I just set them aside on a wire rack to cool while we make these second 2 chaffles. And again, you'll see that it does wind up making 4 chaffles in total, but the second 2 were a bit smaller. But that's fine, they all taste the same. So we'll get the last bit of the batter out of the bowl here into the waffle irons. And again, these usually take 4 or 5 minutes to cook. Like I said earlier, you just want to watch the steam, and once it stops steaming, you usually know that they're finished cooking and can take a look. So this is the final product. I think they really turned out nice. As you can see, they're golden brown. You can see the blueberries in there, and they smelled really good. This is one of the smaller ones. It's not really going to have a cheese pull because of the almond flour, but you can see all the blueberries in there. These turned out really good, and they have a nice scorpion pepper kick. So hopefully you enjoyed the chaffle recipe. We'll see you next week. Keep on thriving, my friends.